Yes. Right here. Sorry, y'all. Look at this shit. I'm gonna leave that to you. I'm gonna leave you to deal with that. Get him out of here. I'm just kidding. Oh my god. So I think I finally got that DeBarge song out of my head. Now it's Boots on the Ground.
Right.
Where the fans are. So stupid. I mean, it's not stupid. It's not stupid. It's creative. It is, I know, that part. It is creative. Oh shit, it's about to. Vic, this girl. I literally say, I leave you in charge of this. Oh my god.
I was trying to get your chair ready.
Where them fans? This rain is about to be spectacular. It's giving summer rain. I gotta do what? I feel like my hair either needs to be cut or oiled. So we're gonna go with oiled. Good morning. Good morning. The beady bees is beady.
When do they just fill in where you can't see any caps?
When I brush it.
Okay. So as it gets
Why does it always be low key shading, like high key, low key, high key shading me?
I was asking a legitimate
She says, so when is it gonna grow into where it fills in the gaps? You don't know coily hair when you see it.
But I'm just asking if it gets longer, will it?
I got inches right now. You just can't see because it's got shrinkage.
Inches?
I got centimeters right now. I'm just saying, I got centimeters right now. They trying to play me.
I'm not.
Good morning, y'all. It was hard getting up out of bed this morning, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you.
You should have had Ollie bring back some more dicks.
I know. It's not too late, is it?
No.
I ain't gonna do this on camera to brush this out so you can see my centimeters, but they see it on camera.
I see it too.
No, you don't. They see my centimeters. Crystal's a coily girl, okay? So quit clowning us. Leave us alone.
Crystal, I would never clown.
You 3C people, 3B people. What are you, 3B, 3A? You got...
I'm just a person.
Whatever. Vic has amazing hair, so she's trying to hate on people that don't have hair.
That. That's not true. I just asked a question.
Oh my god, I wish I could feel this stuff. This stuff is a whole little patch. You don't feel it?
Mm-hmm. Like that.
Right?
And this head massage.
This is how I trick her into a head massage.
Yeah. She just did that.
On camera.
It smells good. It smells great. And your scalp is kind of shiny too.
And even though I got some grays.
But no, I got way more gray than you have.
I mean,
Like,
for sure.
Way more gray.
All these little specks that look like lint, that's my gray. Okay? Gray. Where the fans? All right, I think that's enough debauchery. I think we can start the morning message now. Good morning. I just had a feeling though when I touched my head, it just felt like real dry, brittle, and ugh.
It's not no more though.
No, but I could really pour, like, I'm not gonna hold you, but I could really put some more in there. This shit is dry. Extra dry.
We'll just save some for the next days.
I'm not gonna take it off.
You could put conditioner in it too. I got some conditioner.
Maybe that's a move, because it feels like it needs some softness.
Yeah, I think that.
It's definitely given, I need softness. Okay, if we're gonna do this, we need softness.
Yeah.
I'm feeling tempted to do a reading without the cards today, and I don't even like that. Go Vic. Go Vic. What the fans at?
What y'all doing?
Ah.
Does it look clean to you?
Leave me alone. Now is not the time. Okay. She's like looking at dishes I washed, asking me, did it look clean? Did it look clean to her? It's got lipstick on it. Hey, Vicky, why don't you just grab a couple decks? We'll let you be the roulette that decides what we pull from today. Eye. It's in my eyeball. Hello, Najee. Good morning. Oh, shit. Okay.
I'll let you do yours now.
Oh, you gonna let me bless him up, girl? Let me bless him up, girl. Vic with the oracle cards that she don't ever use. These are her decks. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me this. You can't just jump into this stuff. You gotta like work your way to it. Y'all, hold on. I know there's some tough notes.
It is.
I was committed though. I'll stick it out. Oh shit. Okay. Hi, Angel. Ugh, my eyes are dry. So is my hair. Let's just try to work through it right now. Vic did bring out some decks that are hers that she never used. That was a true statement. So I just gotta get a little bit of. It's not an oil. I'm gonna call it balancing oil. It's just some Florida water. But it just feels appropriate to just go into this with some clean energy. I'm kind of excited to see what we get out of this. David R. Hawkins, MD, PhD, wrote this deck. What the hell David got to talk about? It's called Letting Go. Oh, shit. Where you get this from? I ain't noticed this. The Letting Go deck. Talk to me. Okay. All right. Okay, I see a theme. Come on. I'm just now paying attention. All right. And she also brought this, The Universe Has Your Back. Letting go and the universe has your back. Okay. Get yourself together for today. So I'm clearly drawn to this one first. I said, I don't know if I want to pull some cards now. I can't wait to see what the messages are. I know I didn't introduce myself. We're 8 minutes in. Hi, my name is Alami. Welcome. Yeah. This is the morning message. I'm an intuitive life coach, and every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern, I do a live intuitive message. And we're going to do that today in just a minute. I'm back, Victoria. She is a whole riot, I promise. Oh, shoot. Sorry. We have to take a pause for the cards before I get to that deck because my lips are very, very, very in need of more moisture. And the more I talk, the more moisture they're going to require. And I did it, but it's not enough. I got my boots on. Oh, that's so much better. On the ground. Okay. Talk to me. All right, let's roll. Yeah, so there's clearly a theme to the conversation today. Letting go and the universe has your back. Those are pretty clear messages if I ever heard any. Let go. The universe has your back. Okay. It is safe to let go. The universe has your back. Okay. It is safe is what I want to say. It is safe to let go. Ooh, it's safe to let go. I received that. It's heavy hitting energy too. It's like they're bringing back this theme of freedom that comes with letting go. It's safe to let go. Like free yourself. Free yourself of burden, of stress, of worry, of trying to figure things out. Let go, let God, let spirit, let the universe, let source, let your entities do what they need to do for you. Okay. So let us get into it. Looks like it's trying to rain. If it gets too loud, we gonna move around. But Vic went in the house. I'm gonna let her know when she come back, Angel. Definitely the energy circulating. This is definitely the energy circulating while closing out karmic cycles and shifting into the new. Yep, I feel that vibe. Big time. It's a great piggyback from what we were talking about yesterday as we were talking about, what were we talking about? Well, we've been talking about accountability this week. But like, courageously stepping out into your purpose and like this energy of take action now. It's time to take action now. It's like people can know what they want to do and see how they can do it, but until you actually take action to do it, none of it matters. Doesn't matter what you figured out if you're not executing. So today's conversation feels about execution. Okay. It's not even about trust. It's execution. And you would think that, there's got to be some level of trust here, right? I got to trust that this is true, that the universe is going to take care of my needs and fill in the gaps where I may be uncertain or clear. That clearly is a trustful relationship or process, but that's not what we're talking about. Okay, we're just talking about executing, like taking action in the direction of what feels good. Okay, you don't even have to trust that the universe has your back just yet. Okay, it's like just take action and then see what happens. Okay. So many of the things that we want in life, we talk ourselves out of because we can't see the clear pathway when all we got to do is take the first or next step. Isn't that interesting? We be so afraid to do a thing because we can't see the whole pathway of how to get it done, so we don't go instead of just taking the steps that we can see. And that comes from our conditioning and our training to be very mindful and be very intentional about our decisions and, make a good one, make a smart one, all those things that we're taught. So we'd be so much more focused on that and worried about that than actually the feeling of the decision. Like, and I'm not talking about, I'm sad, I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings, somebody else's feelings. Like, but what's your feeling? You got to hurt their feeling, but how does that make you feel to get your time back? To be able to take care of yourself, to prioritize your needs. How does that feel? Okay. All right, so let's get into these cards are given. I don't know which one is the front and the back, and that tells me they're double-sided. They are double-sided. Look at that. Interesting. Okay. They're double-sided. Okay, we got messages on both sides. Let's do it. Brother David R. Hawkins had a lot to say in his Letting Go deck. Hold on. That don't even go in here. That's not even for that. That's for here. Hold on, y'all. As if you have not been doing that all morning already. All right, so there's no guidebook card or instructions, so I'm gonna just do what I do. I was just trying to see, a lot of times the author of a deck will put in some guidelines or kind of some best practices of how to use the deck. And I was just curious to see what Dr. David came up with, but there's nothing in this one. So, all right. So yeah, we're talking about execution today. So I was talking to one of my cousins is a physician, and we were talking yesterday about physicians and their life and lifestyle. And I've had numerous clients in the medical industry before, doctors and nurses and techs and all kinds of folks. So we were talking about this mindset culture that exists within medicine. And the mindset in medicine is do no harm, right? This is an oath that they all have to take when they first become a doctor, is this oath that they're not going to do any harm. They're not going to mindfully hurt anybody, right? And there's some other kind of, I won't say bylaws, but there's some other kind of um, mindset. Um, there's some other kind of broad stroke mindset beliefs, understandings that kind of undercurrent that industry, right? So it's like we expect doctors to overfunction and overwork. That's a part of what we expect, but they are the persons that are actually supposed to be promoting optimal health. Okay. Um, where is this going? Hold on. So as we were talking about um, this mindset and how this can be so damaging to the health and well-being of folks in the medical and healthcare industry, um, do no harm is taken to in such an extent that people get disconnected from their intuitive feelings and their intuitive nudges and the wisdom that comes instinctively to them. um, a lot of times people become disconnected from that part of themselves because do no harm means you better logically have evidence to support what you're doing and why. Okay. So in their industry, their mindset is not intuitive by nature. They're actually trained away from it. Okay. And there may be some specialties that bring more of that in, like I would imagine in surgery, surgeons are um, oftentimes led to be intuitive in those experiences. Um, but I digress. Generally speaking, to be intuitive is not your optimal goal in medicine. It's to be logical, reasonable, to ration out through reason and evidence what and why you are doing a thing. Okay. So when we start talking about becoming all of yourself, okay, some of you, even though you may not be a doctor, you're running up against that same kind of conditioning, that same kind of separation of self, okay? And it may not be because of your occupation and your industry, it might be because of your religious beliefs, okay? Which is another place that that separation is fostered between who you are and what you might intuitively think and feel, want, and need. Okay, that doesn't matter. You're supposed to use your head, right? And follow these rules and these guidelines. Okay, it's more topical. So where is this going, Alami? Okay, as we're talking about through this deck, execution. Okay. Execution requires us to draw a connection between our mind and our body. So, for instance, in order for you to go out in the world and live more intuitively, you've got to connect with your body. You can't just be in your head trying to get to your intuition. You won't get there. Okay. You may start to see it a little bit, but you won't connect with it in your head. Okay, your head will allow you to evaluate where are you sourcing your decision making. Is it coming from my gut or my heart or my head, or is it coming somebody else's opinion? Like, you will be able to assess all those things in your head, but you will not be able to draw conclusions and make accurate decisions in your head. Nobody. I don't care how you make. So, letting go can be a challenge. Okay. It's a whole mindset shift to start letting go and trusting that the universe has your back. You're not going to be able to execute that, trusting your gut and going with your inner wisdom. You're not going to be able to do that unless you start letting go of certain mindsets that are keeping you from it. Okay. So I guess that was a long way around to talk about how when you start talking about trusting God and having faith, that you have to release something in order to let that in. Okay. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this deck. What do you have to release in order to execute? I'm not even going to say in order to let it in, which is true. In order to let flow come into your life, it's not about how I get myself in flow. Okay, there are some things that you do to kind of navigate, strategically. It's like, knowing your human design helps that to know how to ebb in that flow. Am I supposed to wait? Am I supposed to initiate? Am I supposed to be invited to the party? How does this work? Human design helps you get clear on all those kinds of strategies to learn how to kind of ease your way in flow. But flow is already always happening. It's already always happening. All the shit you want in life is already happening. It's on the timeline and it exists. It's like a surfboard waiting for you to jump on it. Okay. Like the ride there. So the current is already going in that direction. It's just waiting for you to jump on it. Okay. But in order for you to be able to execute and like jump on it, and I'm flashing back to my beginner surfing lessons I had a few weeks ago. It's like, you don't just like, when you surfing, I'm not gonna give you a demonstration, but imagine you're laying down on your stomach, right? And then you gotta pop up on your feet. That's surfing. I'm laying down flat on my stomach, and then I gotta pop in my feet. You know what kind of core strength you need to do that shit? This shit is so crazy. But it's literally pop, pop. So it's like, in order to shift and from here to know I can execute surfing, I have to do a whole lot of letting go. Because my 50-year-old mind is telling me, bitch, you cannot do this. You are too old to just do this that fast. Okay? You don't just slowly get yourself up to a stance on surfing. It's literally a pop-up. Okay? Boom. So there's all kind of stuff that we have to let go of in order to be able to execute a new thing. Okay. And we know them, recognize them as fears and doubts and worries and anxieties and all those kinds of things, and limiting beliefs and, uh, old memories. It's all kind of stuff that we need to let go in order to let in what it is that we want to bring in. Okay. So as we're talking about letting go, this is like letting go for the purpose of letting in. Okay. Letting go for the purpose of letting in. Okay. That's how you got to look at this. And that's what it is. It's like, oh, if I don't take this opportunity, if I don't pursue this thing, or if I don't do this action, I'm going to suffer a loss or a failure, or something bad's going to happen if I don't do, no. Some things you have to let go in order to let something else in. Here's another example. Some of you were on the live yesterday. We're talking about the house we want. Oh, we love this house, this house, this house, this house. We love this house. We just saw this house. We love the house we love. Well, the owner rented it yesterday. Okay. And it was funny because we were both kind of looking at each other. I thought I would have felt some other type of way about it. And when I found out that the house was no longer available, I look at Vic and she looks at me and I'm like, I thought I would have been a little bit more upset about this, but I'm like 100% okay. She was like, yeah, me too. She's like, it's weird, but we're good. Because it's like, if that's not it, if I need to let go of that, that means that something else is coming in. There's something else coming in. I mean, that's just the law. That's how it works, okay? That's how it works. That's just how it works, okay? So this mindset shifting, okay, is key to you being able to execute, okay? For those of you who are taking notes, you might want to note that. Your mindset shift is key and essential to your ability to execute. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about some of the things that we need to let go of in order to do just that. All right. There's only 44 cards in this deck. It's a very small deck. All right. Hello, bro. Hey, Angel, if you would be so surprised to know how often I get mistaken for a man. It's not even, I'm not even bothered by it. It doesn't even register as a thing. Um, I'm a tall woman. I have a low haircut. I may or may not have on earrings. Typically pretty flat chested. That's how it goes. And then when my voice sounds like this, that don't be helping. And in the dimension we live in now, where people come in all kinds of shapes, colors, sizes, and boxes, I understand. I literally do. So, la 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 la. Mindset shifts that we need to, mindsets we need to let go of so we can shift into execution. That's where we are. Execution of what? Plans, purpose, goals, ambitions, possibility, potential. Okay. So this card says, letting go is like the sudden cessation of an inner pressure or the dropping of a weight. Ooh. It is accompanied by a sudden feeling of relief and lightness with an increased happiness and freedom. Okay, that's what the back says. So the card says, letting go is like the sudden cessation of an inner pressure or the dropping of a weight. The sudden cessation of an inner pressure or the dropping of a weight. It is accompanied by a sudden feeling of relief and lightness with an increased happiness and freedom. Okay. So it's literally telling you how to let go. Is that what they all do? Okay. They all have a different aspect of that. Yeah. Damn. We got to tell you what it feels like to let go. We got to tell people what it feels like to let go because we only know what it feels like to hold on. And so we feel so closely connected to the hold on that the let go feels like ungodly, like we could never imagine. And for many of us, we've never imagined. Many of you are in situations right now that you can't fucking stand and you still have never imagined another reality. You may have thought about a thing or two, but to imagine is to give it vivid color and shape and texture. Okay? It's like detail. You never really thought of a plan. Even if you're not doing the plan, you never really thought of it through to completion, execution, a plan. Okay? So, sudden cessation of an inner pressure or the dropping of a weight. Cessation, meaning stopping. For those of you who need a little bit of an index here. Cessation means to stop. The sudden stopping of an inner pressure or the dropping of a weight. That's what it feels like to let go. It does feel like that. It feels like goddamn relief to me, and that's what it says as well, accompanied by a sudden feeling of relief and lightness. Shout out to Dr. Felicia Rashad with the quote on light yesterday. I'm gonna let y'all Google it. It's all over the internet. But, like, top tier. Just Google Felicia Rashad. It'll come up. Okay. I feel like I want to linger in what it feels like to let go. I feel like we need to talk about it a little bit more. I feel like I need to linger in what it feels like. I need to describe to y'all in more detail what this shit feels like to get free. It feels like a weight dropping. You ever feel a weight on your chest or on your shoulders? You feel that kind of pressure to perform. You feel that kind of pressure to know what to do. That pressure to get things done. It's like when you can remove that pressure, and we know what that, it's like letting air out of a tire. It's like you can relax. You can let go of tension and worry and stress. It's like that's what it feels like to let go. To just execute letting go. Okay? It does feel like that. For some of you, you're only on the front end of it. No, it's scary. It's overwhelming. It's stressful. When you actually let go, it's relief. You ever had to go pee real bad? I know you have. You ever had to go pee real bad and then you finally get to the toilet? That shit is like, ugh. I was gonna share with you a fun fact. When I go pee, my eyes water every time, and I need to talk to somebody about it because it's happened my entire life, and I don't know why my eyes water when I go pee. Learning so much about me today. It's true. So it's like you hold it, and then you go pee, and you're like, oh my God. Relief. So you have some recollection of what this energy actually feels like. It's no different. We be holding on to things that don't serve us, things we actually don't really want. And then when you actually let it go, I remember when I quit my job, I was so nervous. I was so stressed. I was so unsure. I was so second guessing myself. I'm like, Alami, this is completely irrational and it feels like the best thing you could ever do. But I was terrified. I was terrified to call my boss and tell her I wasn't coming back. I was terrified to talk to my coworkers because I didn't want them to be disappointed or to feel like, I got forced out. I was terrified. And then once I actually made the call, and I was terrified for weeks, mind you, that was like weeks leading up to having to decide whether I was going back. And then it was just like the day and the moment. And I made the call, and then I said the things, and I got off the phone, and I just sat there like, wow, I did it. Like, I'm done. I did it. I am actually done there, and I did it. And I felt like this burden. Like some parts of the burden, I could articulate why I feel like I released a burden, but there was some kind of there were some parts of it that felt indescribable, like burdens that I wasn't able to articulate, even things that were pressing me and that felt uncomfortable that I didn't even in my conscious mind fully bring to form, but like my soul knew I didn't have to deal with it. Things like even like the microaggressions of being, one of the only black people in your department. Like that is a whole environment of microaggressions that you have to navigate on a daily basis. It's like all that under the covert bias, sexism, racism, all those things that's covert in a environment that I didn't have to deal with anymore. I was just like, my soul was like, whoo, child, thank you. Thank you for freeing us. It was a feeling that I had never felt before, because I too was someone who had repeatedly and consistently done things occupationally that I didn't necessarily want to do exactly how I was doing it, but I did it because it paid well, or it was a good opportunity to get exposure or to network or whatever the thing was. It wasn't because my soul said yes. So like this was probably one of the first times my soul said yes to something. Even though I was terrified on the back end, it was just like so top tier. It's like, it reminds me of when I shaved my hair off. It was just so top tier. Again, letting go. Man. So, Minty Stories, Minty with a T, sent me to pure tears. Okay, stop. Okay. Najee laughing at me because my eyes water when I tinkle. That's a fun fact. Okay. Okay, wrong deck. Okay. So next card, as we're talking about letting go, actually we're talking about execution, but I'm working with this letting go deck. So it's like things you need to let go of in order for you to better execute, going forward further, faster toward the things that you really want in life. How to execute. Execution requires you to let go of some beliefs, of some habits, okay? Maybe some people, relationships. Shit, you might need to let go of some particular goals. Okay, you might have some goals that really, once you really break that shit down, is not really aligned with who you want to be. It's who you think you want to be, because that's what other people said is respectable. or admirable or lucrative. Okay. All right, let's work with this one, shall we? The card says, when we are surrendered, there is no longer the pressure of time. When we are surrendered, there is no longer the pressure of time. It also says, frustration comes from wanting a thing now instead of letting it happen naturally in its own time. Patience is an automatic side effect of letting go, and we know how easy it is to get along with patient people. Notice that when patient people usually get what they want. Oh, notice that patient people usually get what they want in the end. Okay. So again, it's frustration comes from wanting a thing now instead of letting it happen naturally in its own time. Patience is an automatic side effect of letting go, and we know how easy it is to get along with patient people. Notice that patient people usually get what they want in the end. Again, when we are surrendered, there is no longer the pressure of time. Okay, so these are two different messages on each side. Okay, now I'm oriented. But I did feel drawn to read them both. And so they're bringing in frustration and surrender. Okay. As we're talking about execution, frustration, and surrender. Okay. So these are mindset shifts. Okay. Remember, we're talking about mindset shifts so we can execute. Okay. What do we need to let go? Frustration. Okay. We need to let go of frustration. Frustration is the telltale sign of when a generator type is out of alignment. We get frustrated. If you're a manifesting generator or a generator, anytime some shit ain't going right, we are frustrated. Okay, that's our go-to feeling. It's not even, well, unless you're a manifesting generator, it might be anger, because we can go there too. But generators, you're going to feel frustrated. Anytime you feel frustrated, that means that you are not in flow. Clearly. Okay. You are not in flow. So frustration is something that has to be an indicator. It's like a check engine oil light. It's an indicator light. When you feel frustrated, that is a telltale sign that you are out of alignment and you need to kind of rework, rewire, and try it again. Okay. So it's something that we have to mindfully, I know for me, anytime I get frustrated, and y'all have heard me say this numerous times, anytime I get frustrated, I don't dig in further. That's my check engine oil. I need to pull over, stop, slow down. Okay. Cease. Okay. Frustration tells me that I'm doing it wrong and I need to stop the presses immediately. Okay. Frustration is not my cue to keep going. Okay. Because there's times where you might feel overwhelmed by something and you might feel challenged by something. Challenged is different from frustrated. When you get to frustrated, you got to bag back from it. Okay. That means slow that thing down, reroute, regroup. Okay. So the card says frustration comes from wanting a thing now instead of letting it happen naturally in its own time. Again, you're only frustrated when you try to force something. That means back. Patience is an automatic side effect of letting go. Literally, we did not get this house. We love this fucking house. On a scale from 1 to 10, it was a 50 million. Okay, we love this house. And literally, we didn't get it. And the feeling, it did feel like relief, because it was like, if that's not for me, take that on. I don't want it. I don't want anything that's not for me. I'm not trying to force fit nothing. And if that is not here for me right now to work with, it's not for me. And my mind understands that. I have trained my mind to understand that. That if something is not here, it is not needed now. If something is not staying, it needs to go. Okay? If something is going, you need to discern whether or not you go with it. It's like this energy of purpose and place, right time. Okay. It's always active in my reality. Right place, like right time, right moment, like rightness. Whether it feels aligned or not. It may feel like shit is all discombobulated. It's still right place, right time. It may feel like chaos to you, but it's an alignment. And that's what we have to trust all the time. Like, or you don't have to. I won't tell you what you got to do. That's what I do. Okay. I trust it all the time. And what does it bring? It brings that feeling of relief, a sudden cessation of inner pressure, and a dropping of weight. When I let shit go, when I let it leave, things that need to leave, I let it go and I lovingly release it. I'm not bitter that somebody else got the house I enjoyed. I lovingly release it because it tells me that there were some components of it that I can't see that are not right for me. There's some components inherent in that situation that are clearly not right for me that maybe I can't see. Okay. So, anytime you feel frustrated, let go. Okay. And this energy of surrender, we are here, excuse me, when we are surrendered, there is no longer the pressure of time. So, like, we have to move. We have to move within 6 days. Our lease is up on the 26th. We have to find somewhere to relocate to that we like. And there's plenty of places around here, but a place that we like and that feels like a more permanent long-term home. Haven't found it yet. Okay. Do you think I'm stressed about it? Yeah, I am. My human self is stressed about it. Okay. Am I worried about it? No, I'm not, because literally everything always works out for me. I mean, and that's just not an adage that I remind myself of. That's my reality, because I've kept the score, and the score tells me that every time it works out. And so I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. But am I stressing? Like, catching myself in these cycles of like trying to figure things out and strategize in my ego mind, as opposed to just staying in this fallback position of flow. Okay. When I go to this control frequency, which puts my energy forward, now I gotta hunker down and figure out. It's literally a different posture. Okay. It's like literally boardroom. I gotta war room this out. Okay. When I get into a position of flow and ease, it literally is it's a sit back. It's a different posture. It's like a sit back, relax, enjoy the ride until somebody calls your number. Okay? Enjoy the view until somebody calls your name. It's like when you can let go through, not forced let go where somebody's taking something so you got to let it go, but it's like, which could be perceived now, right? This could be perceived as a taking away. So I have to let it go. No, I am welcoming a surrender in here, because I know if it's time to let this go, it is time to let something else in. I know that. I know that. And in my knowing of that, it allows me to surrender. It allows me to sit back into this patient posture. It allows me to get excited because, man, I just saw some bomb ass shit. And if that's not where I'm going, I got to be going somewhere better. I just know this. Maybe I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't think so, because again, I got receipts. I'm sitting in the middle of a dream right now talking to you. I got receipts. It always works out. You got receipts too. It always works out. Maybe not in the time frame you want or under that criteria that you would have preferred, but it does work out. And it all work out. Let it all work out. I love Sampha. Shout out to Sampha. All right. I read that one. So, what are we letting go of in terms of mindset, a frustrated mindset? Okay. And we are letting go of holding on. We are letting go of holding on. Okay. We are surrendering. The mindset that you have to hold on, you have to control, you got to put yourself in this power stance position of figuring it out. No, you got to let that go. Surrender requires you to let that go. Frustration requires you to let that go. Okay. Execution of the things that you really want to do in life require you to let that go. Okay. I swear I be talking to y'all, I be talking to myself. It is a whole fun time over here. All right, so since these are one side, I think I'm going to read the big side. So, I mean, they're double-sided. I'm only going to read one side. So this one says, although letting go seems simple and easy, its ultimate effects are profoundly powerful. So even though it seems easy, they're powerful results. I think that many of you would beg to differ. Says, although letting go seems simple and easy, is that true? That's a lie. It's simple and easy now. Um, it's definitely simple and easy now for me, through practicing my own self mastery and just living and maturing and knowing that, again, that this too shall pass. I let things go regularly, particularly physical things, material things. I really let material, I don't want nothing. As light as I can travel, I like that right now. I really like that. I really like that. Um, but letting go is a process for most people. And it's not no easy, it's not simple and easy. It shit is hard. Okay, because we have long-standing habits and traditions and just ways of being that come on automatic pilot. We're just unconscious with it. That we have to now be consciously aware and then consciously choose to do something different. Like, just let that shit ride. That shit is not easy. You mean you want me to just like let this person talk crazy to me and I just let that go? I don't even like respond to that? You mean I just don't even take the time to apply for this position that I know I'm really qualified for, even though it's not exactly what I want? I just let that go? Like, that's probably assuring for me. Yeah. It's like, in order to execute to get to the level that you really desire to be at, which is like your quote unquote best life, I guess, right? It's like whatever you want to call it. Okay, my best self is what I like to call it. My best version, my best life. Okay. In order to get there, you got to release all this other bullshit that's not aligned, which is this kind of scarcity mindset that says if I don't take this, then nothing else is out there for me. You can't execute to get to the next level, the highest level that you're trying to get to, with that kind of thinking. If you don't think it's out there for you, then what you doing all this for? And if you think it's out there, then that means you got to let go of whatever's holding you back and go get that shit. Whether it's opportunity or a relationship or whatever it is that you desire to attract into your experience. It's like you got to identify what in your thought process, in your head, is holding you back. Let that shit go so we can move on. Whether it's feelings of unworthiness. Ooh, we're having an earthquake. I like it. You guys can't notice it, but stop. Fun fact, we have earthquakes in Costa Rica. They're all literally little baby bubbles you would barely know. Oh shit, you're getting a good one. We're having an earthquake. I'm being from California. These little, you from Texas, you're not used to these little waves. They just feel like little. They feel like you're in a.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
I was in the bed. It was moving. I was like, did I smoke? I didn't smoke. I didn't smoke shit yet.
Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I was sitting here talking to them, and all of a sudden, I felt like I was in a rocking chair.
It's lasting a minute. It's lasting a little bit. Usually it happens for like 10 seconds and stops, but it's a little extra time. Okay. Right.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Right.
Yes, an earthquake. Yeah, they have little baby rumblers. What was I gonna say besides that? I lost it. Damn, I lost it. We were talking about letting go, how that shit's not easy. Until you practice it enough times, and like anything you practice enough times, it becomes easier. That's literally what mastery is practice over time. So, man, there was something else I was going to say. I can't remember. So I'm going to let it go. Um, so as we're talking about mindsets to let go in order to be able to execute, to do the big scary things that you desire to do, in order to execute, what you need to let go of is this mindset that it's going to be hard forever. It's not even the mindset that it's going to be hard, because that's a baseline for most people, but that it's going to be hard forever, that it's always going to be this hard. It's like you got to practice letting go with little stuff so you can build up that stamina. Um, and when I say letting go, it's letting go your need to control things. You know, it's taking on this posture like, I'm going to just sit back and see what happens, as opposed to take charge to make it happen. Okay. It's like letting go of that mindset. You start that little bits over time, you know, with shit that don't matter. Somebody want to go to dinner with you, instead of you initiating, okay, let's go to dinner here. Just like sit back and see if where they choose to want to go to dinner is somewhere that resonates for you. Okay. Like that's a place that you can practice. Sit back in your life. Take a more passive approach to co-creation. Okay. That doesn't mean do nothing. It means that you are sitting back with an expectation of the world, the universe, God showing you what your next step is going to be when it's time. It's like not sitting anxiously waiting for opportunity or waiting for something to happen that, you know, is going to change your circumstances. Like not sitting there with that anxiousness, like that eagerness and that fucking, you know, that wide eye look, like I hope something happens soon that's going to work. As opposed to that, like sit back, relax, like chilling, like you're waiting for the bus. And you're waiting patiently knowing the bus is going to come. And so you can allow yourself to let go of the fear-based worry and the thinking and all the toxic stuff that keeps you in this frantic, worried, fearful position. Letting that go starts with you just letting in the mindset that you don't have to do that. Okay? You don't have to co-create that way every single time. You can co-create in a passive stance. Okay? But it's not like you over here just doing some other random shit. You're over here patiently with an honest expectation that what you're moving to next is exactly where you want to be. It's not, oh my God, I hope it's going to work out. It's like, nope, I know it is. They're just going to come pick me up on the way, and I just got to wait here patiently. And that means I don't need to fret. I don't need to worry. I don't need to overfunction. I just need to wait patiently. And the way you build patience, that card said, is through surrendering. Okay. I feel like I could keep talking and talking and talking and talking about that. Okay. But I won't. Next card says, the purpose of letting go is the elimination of the ego. Yeah. The purpose of letting go is the elimination of the ego. So this deck was written by not a spiritualist, I'll say that. And I don't know this person, but he's a medical doctor, okay? And it's kind of hard to be a tried and true medical doctor and uphold those standards and be a spiritualist, because they have contradictions, okay? They have some real contradictions. So shout out to David, but I'm going to do a little course correcting on his card. The purpose of letting go is the elimination of the ego. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's ever necessary for us to completely eliminate ego. We need ego for survival. Your ego keeps your ass alive, okay? Your ego says when some shit's getting crazy, save yourself, okay? That's your ego. And that part of yourself needs to remain active all the time, okay? That part of yourself that wants to protect yourself and guide yourself to safety, you need that self all the time. Now, is that the side of yourself that needs to make decisions all the time? Okay. Decisions. Does your ego make decisions? No. I would say none of the time. Okay. And even when we're talking fight or flight, your ego is just that part of yourself that says, bitch, wake up. And then your instincts is what kicks in to actually have you fight or flight. Okay. So your ego is not even saving you in that time, but it has to have a sense of self. Oh, I need to do something. And then your instincts kick in and tell you what to do. So it's not about eliminating the ego. It's about understanding the ego. Letting go is about understanding the ego and the ego's role and its function and not function, what it's here to do and not do. Kind of like your best practices for your ego. Your ego is there to create identity, a sense of self for you, right? And some of us stop there. Ego, that's what I am. That's who I am. I am. That's who I am. Okay. If I start asking, who are you? It's like, I am a mom, a dad, a parent, or whatever, a cousin, an employer, an employee, whatever. Whatever you identify as, it's going to be all ego, mostly. Some of you might start with, I'm a child of God. I'm a spirit in human form. You might go there, okay? But by and large, 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, most times, is going to go with some ego description. Okay, some 3D physical ego description of who you are, what experiences you've had, what you know, what you do, what you like, whatever. Okay, so the ego ain't going nowhere. It don't need to go nowhere. You gotta check it. You gotta become Debo at the door with your with your ego mind. Because the ego mind naturally wants to control outcomes to create safety. It naturally wants to do that. Okay. But your intuitive mind has to jump in there. It doesn't slay the dragon of your ego mind and kill it to death. No, it doesn't eliminate it ever. It can't. It doesn't need to. Me, myself, and I, all those parts of you are necessary. Okay? Your conscious, subconscious, and superconscious is all necessary. Okay? That part of you identify as yourself, that part of you that's in the shadows of yourself, and then that part of you that you show to the world, all those parts of you are important. Okay, so we're not trying to kill the ego. We're trying to reposition it. When you let go, it's saying, hey, ego, you're not in charge. You don't need to drive this ship. Go have a seat right here. Let me do this intuitively. Let me feel for which way we're supposed to go, as opposed to using my logical mind robotically to get us somewhere. Okay, so it's not about elimination, but for the sake of the conversation, and the card says eliminate, we're talking about what do you need to let go of. It's letting go of the ego mind, not eliminating it. Okay, letting go, repositioning, redirecting. Have a seat here. Have several seats over here. Okay, because you're not running anything. We need you. You remind us that we are alive and that we are a person and that we matter. Okay, and that our needs need to be met. You remind us of all of that, ego. Thank you. But when it comes to making decisions, my decisions are coming from inside my body, not my mind. It's not coming from my mind. It's coming from my body. There's a resonance that's going to come to me instinctively or through my gut or through my feelings. It's going to come when I verbalize out loud what I'm thinking, what I'm knowing, what I'm wanting. Some people, again, have to talk it out to get to their truth. Again, talk it out. Not think it out. Talk it out. Okay? It's going to come through the body. The wisdom is going to come through some expression, manifestation in the body. Okay? All right? So, I feel like there's so many things to tell you all. There's so many things to let go of so we can execute. There's so many biases that we have in our own experience. There's so many. There's fears and doubts and worries. There's other people's judgments and their criticisms and their low expectations or high expectations. It's like this letting go. There's so many things to do to let go. Okay. It's not just the simple, oh, I'm just not going to worry about that. Okay. It's partly that you do have to make that choice, but then in not worrying about that, that means you got to redirect your attention, maybe find something else to do with your time, maybe look into some other opportunities, maybe just sit still and wait, and be anxious. It's shit you got to do. You good? You want some pancakes now? Because you got shipping up?
Could do the tacos for lunch.
Yeah, because I don't feel like we're going to be leaving today.
No, it's a nice day to stay home.
It feels
I
like
mean,
stay at home day.
but it could be a beach day, a nice light beach day where the sun isn't,
We'll see
beating
later.
overhead. But I'm okay if it rains all day today. Leave
Yeah.
it there.
Yeah, I just feel like blah. Like I just want to veg out today. I want to eat up some shit and veg out. That's what my goal is today. And work, of course. We don't have any clients today. But the work don't stop. Well. Y'all need to loosen up. Take life too serious. All right, let's get into this universe has your back deck. All right, letting go. I don't know if I can rank it on a scale from 1 to 10 in terms of its user friendliness and the messages. I'll give it a 7.
You don't like it?
I don't know. It's given. It's given. It may not be for me. You know, everybody can make a deck. Doesn't mean that it's energetically in alignment with everybody. You know, he's coming from a particular perspective. He's an academician and a medical doctor. And I'm sure this is the value add to some folks. But let's get into Gabby Bernstein. I usually like her decks. The universe has your back. Here we go. I surrender. How's that song go? I surrender all.
You got
She didn't even try to help me.
it.
She looked at me like.
I don't do them songs no more.
She looked. She was looking at me like.
That's my whole childhood.
You got it.
My whole childhood trauma. I'm not doing that anymore.
I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. I think that's how that song goes. Vic is not here for it. Car says, I surrender to a power greater than me.
Now, I like me some CC now. Don't get me wrong.
I surrender to a power greater than me, is what I want to say. I want to say it like stupid. A power greater than me, than you, greater than any human, a power greater. So you call that power whatever you want to call that power. She calls it the universe in this deck. You know, some people call it Jesus, you know, or Allah. I mean, you call it what you need to call it. It's just what it is. It's greater than you. Okay. More knowing, more powerful, more potent. I mean, so I don't even know where to go with this. The deck is called The Universe Has Your Back. I surrender to a power greater than me. Okay. Do you have any questions? How to make the universe have your back? Are there any questions? I surrender to a power greater than me. Okay, any questions? And I actually mean that. Are there any questions? Do you need more instruction on how to do that? They already gave us what it's like to let go. It's like releasing a cessation of forgot how they worded it. But it's lifting a burden. It's like lifting a weight. Okay. It's a stopping of an inner feeling of pressure. Okay. So, I surrender. Angel remembers that song. So does Crystal. Okay. You struggle with this? I surrender to a power greater than me. So I was talking about this the other day about this whole relationship building, you know. It's like you can't surrender if you don't have trust. You can't execute if you don't have trust. And that is really the bottom line. But today they didn't want to talk about trust. They want to talk about execution. So I'm going to stay in alignment with that. So how do we execute surrender? Let go. Okay. So what are we letting go of is the question. Or what are you holding on to is the question. What are you holding on to? okay, that you can't let go of, that you can't surrender. Okay, and I've had plenty of things in my life that I felt stuck on. People that I kept circling back to that weren't good for me. Habits that I kept circling back to that weren't good for me. You know, experiences that weren't good for me. Hell, jobs. Okay, so what are you holding on to that you know you need to let go of? Okay. Where are you holding on? Is how you can start to identify how you let go. Okay. So maybe that will start to give some indications, and you might say, well, I know where I need to let go. I just can't stop doing the thing. Okay. We got to break that down. What's the thing you can't stop? What's the habit? What's the reflex? Okay. What's the routine? What's the practice? Okay. Bless you. So, got to unpack that some more. Like, where are you getting stuck in this process of letting go? Letting go is simple. Okay? It happens just like that, right? That's what they say. You just let it go, okay? But meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of mindset shifting that has to happen in order for you to say, brain, go to hand, and let that go, okay? There's a whole bunch of mindset shifting that has to happen there. Okay, some limiting beliefs probably have to go with the let go part, right? So it's the let go to let in. Let go to let in. Okay, I surrender to a power greater than me. A couple more cards and then we're going to wind this thing down, see if I can get Vic maybe some pancakes for breakfast. I usually do dinner, she does breakfast. Gotta hold her accountable to it. I'm starving. Energy flows where my intention goes. Okay. Deck is universe has your back. Okay. Energy flows where my intention goes. Where my intention goes. Energy flows where my intention goes. Okay, we know energy flows where your attention goes. Like whatever you fixate and focus on is where your energy goes to. But even besides that, like even before you open your eyes in the morning, okay, to set an intention for the day is also a powerful strategy for how you can execute something that day. And that's why I be talking about it a lot. Set intentions every day. Set intentions every day because it does kind of set the fertile groundwork for you to go and do that thing that day. Okay, so energy flows where my intention goes is same as attention. Energy goes wherever your attention and your intention, where your desires go, your vision. Okay, when we start talking about intention, we're talking about your desires, your vision, your goals. Okay, your ambition. Okay, energy goes there. You whatever you think shall be. Okay, whatever you think shall be. All right, you ain't even done nothing yet. So using the power of visualization, okay, to execute. It requires you to actually craft a vision of what you want to see happen. And for many of you, that vision also needs to include how you're going to overcome the obstacles that you already see you'll have. Okay? It's like some of you all get shy in your vision because you're actually not strategizing well enough, not because your vision is too big. It's because the things you're worried about stumbling you in your pursuit of it, you're not strategizing how you're going to overcome those things. That's all you got to do. Any obstacle or problem you see in the path, you just come up with a strategy as how you're going to sidestep that. Whether it's, I'm just going to get too scared and then I might quit. Well, so what you going to do with this fear? How you going to manage this anxiety? That needs to be built into the plan. Whatever the strategies are for that. Okay? You got to set an intention for what you want, already equipping it with what you know you're going to need. Say that again. You got to set an intention of what you want, already including everything you know you're going to need. I talk to people all the time. They're like talking about their goals and ambitions. Like, yeah, but that's going to be da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, you just build that into the plan. Whatever you need to offset that, build that into the vision. yeah, I want this, that, and the other, but I don't want to have to da da da. Build that shit into the vision. Okay? Like, why are you stopping short in the vision then? Build it in. Set the intention. That covers that base. Okay. All right. We talking execution today. Because the universe does have our back. It does. This container that we're in, we're not separate from it. We've just been taught to think that we are. It is here to serve us. When we get in the right mindset, the right frequency, and the right habits, the shit flows. Shit flows. Well, we got to let go of some of these mindsets and these habits and behaviors that are bucking the current. Every time we try to control some shit, we buck the current. Every time we think we the one in charge of figuring shit out and creating the pathway, we buck the current. The path is already there. We got to get in alignment with it. We got to line up with it. It is already moving. The Nile, the river, the water is already moving. Okay. It's time to jump on your surfboard. Last card. Okay, the card says, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Okay, what's her name? Gabrielle. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Okay, we're talking about execution. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Okay. So I know this is not y'all's quick twitch reflex that when challenges come, you think God is serving you a blessing. That ain't what you be thinking. I'm not even going to ask you to do that right away. I'm going to say that that's the ambition. That's where you want to gain mastery over time. But over time, you don't just go there, right? Just like in surfing, you don't just automatically start with this. You start with, okay, let me see if I can get on my knees and then get on my feet. And then I'm there. Okay. New surfers are not just, bing, okay, the brain has to learn all the mechanics that go into that in order to do it successfully. Okay. But as I'm talking about challenge, okay, little B, as I'm talking about challenge, okay, this card says, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. So this is actually a prayer that she's using as the tool to get to this mindset shift, okay? And this is a strategy, so you're free to use it as well, okay? So bigger than someone just telling you, yeah, just let that go. You don't have to worry about that because the universe is gonna have your back. You can want to know that as much as you want to know that, and it still doesn't feel believable to you. You still don't actually believe it, okay? It's not really an honest belief. But if you can maybe incorporate this prayer, this is strategy. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Thank you, God, for allowing me to transmute this fear into faith, to transmute this fear into trust, to transmute this fear into love, to transmute this fear into instruction, okay? Because the card says teacher of love, not just giver or provider, teacher, okay? That word teacher is real important there, okay? It's like, God, I'm afraid. Teach me how to shift this energy. Teach me how to get the value out of this fear as opposed to shrinking back and going somewhere to hide. Let me magnify this fear so that it can increase my faith. Okay. It's like I know this ain't what y'all be thinking. I know it's not. Okay. That's why I'm giving you a prayer. Okay. The prayer is to change this mindset, to shift this fearful energy to love, to shift the mindset to a perspective of instruction, that this challenge has come to change me for the better. It's come equipped with instructions, okay? It is shifting and shaping and molding me perhaps in ways that I don't prefer, but it's God, let me get clarity. Let me see how this is coming to show me a better part of myself. Show me how this is in enhancing my situation or changing my life for the good and the best and the better. Okay, it's a prayer for that. I love that, because sometimes that's all you can muster. You can't get to that high vibrational thought or feeling or perspective, but it's like, God, I know you know. I know you know me and you know what I'm going through right now. Help me to find comfort in this fearful place. Help me to find clarity in what feels like chaos. It's like sometimes you gotta go there, okay? In order to go back to that reminder, like, God's got this. Prayer can be the gateway. Y'all know this. This ain't new math. Y'all know this, okay? We're talking about execution. So it's not enough to just know it. You got to do it. You got to use these strategies. You got to follow through with what you know. Put to practice what you know. You know, the key to your success as you continue to move through your life is letting go of shit that don't serve you. Let that shit go. You don't know how to let it go? Pay attention to what you are holding on to specifically. Okay? Pay attention to what pieces and parcels you're holding on to specifically, whether it's a belief or a thought or relationship. It might be a value. Okay? It might be part of your value system. You might be holding on to something somebody said or something somebody did, a trauma, a drama, a memory, holding on to all kind of shit. But it's for you to identify, where are you stuck? What are you holding on to that is holding you back? Okay? And what do you need to release in order to let in what is for you? What abundance is what I want to say is for you. What do you need to release to let in the abundance? We've talked about this before. And it's here again. And it's specific to mindsets. Okay? What beliefs and thoughts emotions do you need to let go in order to let in your abundance, to let in new opportunity, to let in your own ability to move forward toward what you want? And I'm saying let in, but really what that means is give yourself permission. Okay? Sometimes it's letting go. To let in is like, the letting go is any bias and barriers that you have within yourself so that you can let in what is for you. Okay? Because the universe has your back. Yeah. I could tell you, but you know, I think it's better for me to just sit as a living example and representation of the fact that I've had too many times in my life. I mean, quite honestly, like too many times in my life where I was facing uncertainty and had no clear direction as to how something was going to get worked out or resolved. Okay, too many times to count. Okay, which is why my initial reaction is frustration. Okay, it's not anger. It's not, it's frustration. It's not fear. It sometimes will be anger. Okay. And I'm angry not because I don't know how it's going to get worked out. I'm angry because I got to be frustrated again. Literally. Such is the life of a manifesting generator. I'm angry because I got to be frustrated with this shit again. Okay? So, God ain't done with me yet, and ain't done with you either. Okay? But yeah, like I said, frustration is a sign. It's an indicator that it's time to let go of something or back away from something. It's essential in order to move forward that you back away or stop something. Okay. This mindset that the universe has your back is not just a mindset. These are habits and practices. There are routines that go with that. And it's like practice leaving gaps and holes and valleys in your life. Practice leaving voids where you don't know how it's going to get resolved and you haven't taken the time to try to, quote, figure it out, but you position yourself in this kind of passive, I know it's going to get worked out, and watch it come in. Okay? It's like starting to practice these scenarios, creating these scenarios, allowing yourself to sit in that moment of the wait and feel your anxiety rise and feel that uncertainty boil and still wait. Okay? This is what mastery looks like. It's not, oh, I get nervous and then I just react and just, which is what we do. We just go do the thing to kind of ease the anxiety. We act out to ease the anxiety instead of self-regulating. Okay. So, y'all know these are the things that I help people with in coaching. Y'all know that already. Or maybe you don't, because I don't even know if I introduced myself today. Hi, my name is Alani, and I am a coach. And these are the things that I talk about in coaching. These are exactly the things that I help people move beyond, because these are the things that keep people stuck. Is all the fears and the beliefs and the old conditioning and the old mindset and, all the old stuff that still we carry present day that's not serving us as we move forward. It's time to let these things go. But some of us are so programmed that we can't let it go. Literally, we don't know how to let it go. We don't even know what it would be replaced with. So that's why we can't let it go, if for no other reason. What will I do if I'm not doing that? That feels weird. Okay. So it's a lot of energy around. Some of you need support, okay? Social support. And it's not for me to say, hey, it needs to be over here, but it is for you to recognize that you need some social support. That you are trying to get things done in your life, that you don't have the support around you necessary in order to get it done, in order to execute. There's that word again. You can know all the things, you're aware of what needs to be done and how it can even get done, but you're not moving forward. And why? Because you need more support. So, y'all know I coach. Yes, that's our premium offer, but we even have all kinds of stuff coming down the pipeline this year. But most notably right now, we have the Everydayers community, which is excuse me, and it's a virtual community that we're building quite beautifully on Sundays that is serving as a great community support for folks who attend. It's an opportunity to get live coaching, live instruction, live human design education, and to, in real time, be able to work through some challenges that you might be having in terms of letting go. If you are interested to join this community, if you want to know more about it, I want you to send me a DM on Instagram. We are slowly dripping out membership, very slowly, because we want to grow slowly. And we are opening up membership to a few more people. So if you are interested, DM me on Instagram, okay? And I'll send you the link to our community. But it's a lot of energy around that. It's time to get focused. So if you already have a homegirl group or a homeboy group that you can mastermind with, do that. But you got to get in community that's talking about the things that you talk about and being about the things you want to be about, okay? It's like attracts like, iron sharpens iron. So it's like you've got to get around other irons, okay? All right, I done. Yep, I'm done. I feel complete with that. Y'all resonate with any of these messages? You trying to let go of some shit and trust that the universe has your back? You know what the mindsets that you need to let go, or the ones that you need to let in, the beliefs, the behaviors. Okay. It's time to get tapped in and tuned on. Okay, turned on. Tapped in and turned on. Okay. It's not about reinventing the wheel, you guys. You don't have to kind of like make your life happen all of a sudden. Your life is already flowing in the direction you want it to go in. It's just about letting go of some of these behaviors that keep blocking the current. You keep trying to do it this way, and the flow is leading you that way. Like, there's a need to surrender. You keep trying to make this work, and you really just need to let that go, okay? So, if you want to talk more about these things, I would suggest, again, considering joining our Sunday conversation. You may even consider coaching, or you may even consider getting a reading. Okay, I invite you to all of the above at begreateveryday.com. Complete confirmation. Yet again, Angel. Angel, we got to stay connected, girl, because it just keeps seeming to flow for you, and I love that. All right, I'm done. The sun's coming out, and I love that. It might be a beach day. Yeah, send me a DM on Instagram if you want to join the community. Okay, to be able to join the call this week, because there's a tier where there's a monthly call, one call a month. The call is this Sunday. If you want to join the call this Sunday, I welcome you to join us. Okay. I feel complete with that. I don't want to open up another door. I feel complete with that. Go to BeGreatEveryday.com. Oh my gosh, Angel, that's so sweet. Tell them to go to BeGreatEveryday.com, okay? I really love that. Thank you. And I'm glad you get value out of this. I get value out of it too. Just for having you guys be here. I promise you. It's a blessing. All right. I'm out, y'all. I feel high on life and that feels good. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Already we're at the end of another week. I can't believe how quickly the weeks are flying by. It's already the end of March and I feel like March just started. Like, what in the hell? Y'all stay connected. Follow me on Instagram. Of course, if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, do that now. We've got some more programs coming up soon at the latter part of this year. For those of you who still are struggling to learn your human design and you haven't gotten a reading, I highly suggest, highly recommend you consider getting one. We are launching Human Design in a Nutshell again. We're switching the dates, and so I will release that again once we're confident that we have that locked in. We're probably gonna wait until after we move. It's just too much to try to move and push this offer. So it'll probably be after that. Peace, power, and pleasure. Oh, I love that. But in the meantime, if you want to do a one-on-one, that is available. And if you want a coupon to get 15% off, that's available as well. TEC 15 Save. TEC 15 Save is a coupon to take 15% off of our services on a Friday. Yes, girl. Okay. TGIFFF. And yeah, so TEC 15 Save is a promo code if you all want to save 15% off of a reading. Take advantage of that because I should have expired it already and it's still live. So take advantage of that. What else? I think that's all I got. I'm done. I've said that a million times. Y'all go drink your water, mind your business this weekend. Take some naps and get your rest, okay? Love y'all. Have a great day, no matter what. Peace.